Tuesday. I am sitting here in the living room. I'm sorry. I sit on the front porch because the lighting is better out there. But if you were sitting here in the living room with me, if you came for a visit, the lighting wouldn't be good anyway, right? So we're going to sit together in the living room. So today, I have quite a bit on my list again, as always. And I'm waiting for the sun to come out. My husband is in the next town over, and he has seen the sunshine a few times this morning, and we haven't seen it at all. And we got rain again this morning. It wasn't a lot of rain, but it was rain. So I'm hoping that things will start drying up seriously. My son is outside vacuuming out his vehicle with the dry wet vac, whatever it's called. So hopefully he can get his vehicle dried out, and then he can figure out where the water's coming from. I can see behind me here my flowers. I don't know if you want to see my flowers. These are some dried flowers. Let me zoom back here. Let's see. Those were given to me by a friend. I actually bought these for someone, but they didn't take them with them because they're in an RV, and they were afraid that they couldn't transport them. And then the bottom ones were from Brittany's, the wedding she was in. She was a maid of honor for someone last month, and her best friend's wedding. So I just put it on this little ladder that I bought a few years back. And I need something else, like a sign or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I was trying to figure out where to put the dried flowers. I used to have a lot of dried flowers all around in the house, and they got all dusty and nasty, so I just eventually threw those away. But I love dried flowers. And Brittany had actually dried the bouquet of flowers from her friend's wedding, and she's going to give those to her friend when she comes to visit at Thanksgiving, because she moved out of state. So last night we went to church services, and we got to hear the last preacher that preached yesterday, and that was a good sermon. I had taken a few notes. He had preached out of the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 2 through 6. And he had actually talked about that, it talks about in one of those verses about God never changes. And he said that there's nothing for him to change into. If you... because, you know, I mean, he's already perfect, so there's nothing for him to change into. And that if you were wrong before and right now, you owe those an apology from before. And if you were right before and you're wrong now, then you really owe people an apology now. I thought that was very interesting quote. And he said that God owes no one an apology because he's always been perfect. He owes no one an apology. So, and he also went through verse 2 talking about what God is, that he's the refiner's fire, that he separates the real from the fake, and that we can be, so that we can be like him. He does that with God's people. He does that within our hearts, so that we can be more like him. He is the God that refines you, and he's still working on us. And he's the fuller's soap. A fuller was a man that washed dirty garments. He made garments white as snow. And he's also, in verse 16, the heavenly bookkeeper or an accountant. He is the God that remembers. He remembers who he saves. And I sort of tied that in with one of the sermons from Sunday that our pastor had preached. He preached out of Esther chapter 3, that he preached on some things that we should not do because we're Christians. And he was talking about that as a Jew, Mordecai believed in God's sovereignty and God's word. And there are some things that he would not do. He would not bow, and because he was a Jew, and he stayed true because of his belief, his behavior, and his backbone. And I put a little side note, be like Mordecai. And I thought if we would be more like Mordecai, then we wouldn't have to worry about apologizing to people. And then, so that was from last night's sermon and a little bit from Sunday. So today I am going to be reading, I had that on my paper, what I was going to read. I think it's chapter 38 and 39 of Exodus. Yes, chapters 38 and 39. And chapter 38, it should be on the work of the tabernacle continues, and 39 will be on the priest's garments. The priest's garments. And so, I'm studying this because we're on Moses in Sunday school in my little class. So, that will be for that. We have some more school to do today. A few of them have read a bit, but we have quite a bit more to do because, once again, we're trying to get 5 days of school done in 3. We'll see how that goes today. As far as chores, the girls have their clothes to do. They did very well cleaning their room yesterday. So they will be working on their laundry and their packing, and all excited about our trip. And Gloria has asked me several times, can you check my bag? Can you check my bag? Because she packed her own clothes. Can you check and make sure that everything's good? And I told her, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I have my list. I have to do things in a certain order in my brain, or I get messed up. And then the boys are going to have dishes to do today. Now that means just the washing and the loading and unloading of the dishwasher. While I have kitchen day, I'm going to be cleaning the microwave, clean the refrigerator. The refrigerator is scary right now. Usually I wipe it out weekly. I think it's been a few weeks since I wiped it out. So this might take a little bit longer than normal. And then I need to wipe down all of the counters. I need to sweep our bedroom, which actually I have that swept up in piles. I just have to sweep them into the dustpan, sweep the stuff into the dustpan and throw it away. Sweep the living room and the kitchen and the dining room. At lunchtime, I need to make pizzas for lunch. We had some dough that I had made last week for pizzas last week, and I was going to have it for 2 weeks, but it's been in the refrigerator, and we're not going to be here Friday night, Lord willing. So I need to use up that dough to make sure that it'll be okay. And then I'm hoping to take that picnic shoulder that I have in the refrigerator, throw it in my lovely Miss Red pressure cooker, and cook that for supper tonight. And then we'll have green beans to go with that. I have some cabbage, but I don't think I want to make coleslaw today. So, I don't think I will. I might just fry up some cabbage or something. Anyway, so that's everything for today. There is a possibility that a few of the children might go tonight to the church services at Gant Street because they're continuing their church services from yesterday. And that is it. James has a side job after he gets off from his regular job that he's going to do. And no, you can't take all of the stuffed animals. I'm trying to tell the children to pack minimally, and they are wanting to pack everything. But anyway, that's it. I'll let you go. It's almost 10 minutes. I'll upload this and get busy with my day. Bye.